Hey guys, this is Jessica Giovine from the Jess Press podcast. You might follow me at the Jess Press on Instagram, sharing my calligraphy and invitation designs for weddings and events. I'll be chatting with other small business owners about life, from growing their biz to mental health to where to get your favorite coffee. Tune in every episode as we laugh our asses off and make fun of ourselves while lifting each other up. Hey, everybody. It's Jess, back with Jess Press podcast. Welcome to another week in the summer, and it's finally not a billion degrees. Super excited to introduce today's guest, especially one for the moms and the ladies. We have Caitlyn Skolnick of Nurture Her Therapy. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me, Jess. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to speak on this topic.
Stop! Thank you. That's so nice. Can you tell everyone where to follow you on social?
Yeah. You can follow me at Nurture Her Therapy, and also at nurturehertherapy.com. I am currently doing a massive facelift with logo website that will be launching probably in the next week or two. So
that's so exciting. I can't wait to see. Mm-hmm. Also, because I know that when you are a therapist, you have titles. So can you say what your titles are so I don't say things wrong?
There are many different titles in the therapy world. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I'm also a PMHC, certified.
If people don't know that is very important. So please, if you are a mom or perinatal, currently becoming a mom, or just in general, look for that. It's very important. Sorry not to cut in, but I'm
no, it is. So PMHC stands for a perinatal mental health certified, which means I've done extensive training in perinatal postpartum. So it's one of my bread and butters, I'd like to say. I guess we'll get into why I do what I do and how I ended up where I am.
And then where do you service clients?
So I service clients all over New Jersey. My practice is virtual, and that is done very conscientiously because honestly, if doing it virtual, honestly, I'm a mom of three. So honestly, I need the flexibility in my life, but also being a mom, I know what it's like to not have the hour plus to drive to and from, and just in regards to the level of support you have, right? Some moms have a lot of support where they can drive to and from an hour plus and be able to carve out that time. And there's moms who want specifically in person. I only do virtual. So that's done, like I said, strategically and also thoughtfully to make it more accessible for moms.
I do virtual and I love it. I used to when I first entered the realm of therapy. Yeah. I was going to an office and it was only the town over for me. But even just then, leaving 15 minutes before, then 15 minutes back. I love that. I could just stop working 5 minutes before, hop on, talk about everything we need to talk about, and then right back. Oh yeah. I just love being in the comfort of my home.
Yes. You know? Well, I mean, listen, if you think about when you're postpartum, especially 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a week, sometimes so a lot of my clients I see when they're pregnant and then I see them directly after. So I saw a mom, she was 3 days postpartum after a C-section, she was on her couch breastfeeding. She was there is no, it's as come as you are, right? Mm-hmm. And especially if you're a brand new mom, leaving the house can feel so daunting. I'll never forget when I had my first, and we went to I had to go to my first 6 week checkup, and it took me 2 hours to leave the house. And I was oh my God, by the time I got to the appointment, I had to feed them again and this and that. But now that I'm kind of a veteran mom of three, it takes me 2 seconds to leave the house and have some diaper bag. But
I felt more confident now.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's so funny. I actually have that viral Amazon winter coat that had all these pockets, and that was my diaper bag. I literally had wipes in one pocket, diapers in the other, snacks in the other pocket. My husband was this is a Mary Poppins jacket. I can't believe you can fit everything.
No, that's amazing. When I had my son Walker, I got a cute diaper bag. I thought I was all stylish, and then realized very quickly how much this did not work. And now I have a backpack, which I was the whole time I was I need a backpack, because carrying it on my arm or putting it under the backpack just on my back. But if you have a jacket, that it's not going anywhere. That's amazing.
No, it's great. And I need like all the hands. I always joke with my kids. I was like, Mommy doesn't have a third arm. I love the third arm. So, yes.
Okay, so I always ask everyone before we get started, because I love coffee. Where do you like to get your favorite coffee? Locally, anywhere that you just love to get a coffee, even if it's not in your usual.
I used to not be really, like, I didn't care where my coffee came from as long as it was coffee. Mm-hmm. Then my husband during COVID became like really into coffee, and I always call him like a little coffee snob, but now I'm very grateful that he's a coffee snob because now we use a Chemex in the morning, and every time I like actually prefer to make my coffee at home than like to go out for coffee, to be honest, because every time
I get it.
I'm always disappointed. I was like, I don't know why I spent money going out.
No, there's only a few places that I can know that it's going to be excellent if I order it. Otherwise, I also have like really good coffee at home.
Yep. I'm a Chemex girl in the morning, even though I remember I used to like yell at him. I'd be like, I just need my instant coffee. And now I appreciate the time to like have like a very good cup of coffee in the 10 minutes.
It's just like so comforting. Like I have one again around 2:00.
Oh yeah.
It's like the most exciting thing.
It is. And I'm like a creature of habit too. So
and it's not like for weird people who are like, oh, caffeine's a drug. No, it's not. I'm not addicted. Like it's just like, comforting to me. And I also like love how it tastes, and it just like makes me happy. So like leave me alone. And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I can take this out if necessary. Are you local? Like I'm in Middletown. Where
I'm in Morris County. So I'm in Denver.
Oh, okay. So now, okay. Because I was like about to recommend a coffee spot if you were like near me. That is, if you ever end up down here, especially if you're like going to the beach or something, Reposo is, I post about them like every day. It's the best. Like you can go there and you will have the best coffee. I swear. Like I swear. And they're in Middletown. There's a location on the border of Hazlet, Middletown, and then one in Rumson.
Okay.
The guy who handles like that, he's like the director, and he's the one that comes up with every recipe and everything. Mm-hmm. The love and care this man puts in. He was on my podcast. Like he cares so much, and they just released their newest specials, and they're just like ridiculous.
Oh, that's so yummy.
No, it's like unbelievable. So that I will say, that's like literally right, like where I live, that's one place that I know like it's gonna be great. But I've had other places near me that it's just disappointing. And then I go home and I'm like, I could have just made this.
I know. I mean, listen, I love like a good cup. Like there's a few places. Like if I were to travel for coffee, I usually go to Morristown, which is like 20 minutes from me. It's like less.
Yeah, it's such a great town.
And then I'll drink local from Local Cafe. I like their coffee. Roast. I like Roast coffee too. It's like I follow them. It's like 2 spots down from the Local, to be honest.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
Yeah. But I feel like Roast is a little bit more like trendy specialty types of like coffees, but like the Local is just like you just want like a solid like
like a really good coffee
cup of coffee, and they do slow pour. They do like all the like good techniques.
Yeah.
So yeah, depends on like what I'm feeling. So.
No, I get it. That's Reposo, all of the above, though. Like, they do the slow pour. They do just an excellent drip. Yeah. And then they do all the fancy cold foams. So, like...
I love cold foam. It's so good.
I just I'm so happy. Like, just talking about it right now, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for it to be, like, after 2:00. I'm gonna I talk about coffee all day. But we don't need to do that. So, let's talk about you. You specialize in women's mental health. We went through all of your titles. Motherhood, all the stages. Yeah, because you kind of like said this before, like how did we get here? Like how did you realize this was like your calling?
That's an excellent question. So I've always been a social worker since college, grad school. And I've always been like in the field, and I was a former child therapist and school social worker. So honestly, predominantly of my career was working with children, but when you work with kids, you can't not work with parents. So, and then I became a mom myself, and honestly, I had my own struggles with infertility losses. I had an ectopic, I needed surgery and all these like things. And I naturally conceived my kids like back to back to back. I had 3 kids in 3.5 years. So there was a lot of like strange feelings and thoughts in regards to that. And when I was going through the infertility though, it was so important for me to help women who were like struggling this part of life because like, you know, I went to my own therapist during that time, but she didn't necessarily specialize in infertility or loss or like mother, like any of that, because then I found myself having to explain the difference between like an embryo and an egg with her. And I'm like, this is like re-traumatizing.
Yeah, no. Totally.
She was a nice woman, but honestly, then that just made me realize that like it is so important, honestly, to truly understand like your client. And like before, like I said, like the therapeutic relationship is one of the most effective tools that a therapist can have. So like when you really understand your client and the empathy and really understand like what they're saying and not putting them through like re-traumatization, like it's really, 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 really important. So anyway, went through that, became a mom myself, and I struggled with my own postpartum anxiety and depression. And sorry, I'm hearing jiggling at the door, which means my
it's fine. If you hear a dog, I have that too.
Yeah, well, my dog's laying right here. She's usually my quiet one, but I'm hearing my doorknob jiggling, and it's definitely my daughter. Yep, I hear her little voice. Anyway, so where was I? So I struggled with my own postpartum anxiety and depression, and it kind of showed up differently every time with every kid. Okay. So then I went back to work at this school, and then I started to realize like all the kids I worked with who were struggling, their moms were struggling or their parents were struggling. And I truly believe that like happy moms raise happy kids. So rather than doing this bottom up approach with like trying to help children, after I had my second, I was like, yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna open up my own practice. I really want to focus on moms. I just had this transition. Knowing just like how much I was struggling during like early motherhood and all these things coming up, I was like, I'm going to do it. So I got pregnant with my third and I ripped the Band-Aid, opened my practice. I was 2 weeks postpartum, was like launching websites, doing it all. However, caveat, my mom actually got sick when I was pregnant with my third. I just had my third. And then that became kind of like my catalyst where I threw all my grief in because then my mom did pass away last summer, and I realized it was my coping that kind of like kept me like afloat, honestly. And I am I'm a helper. I love helping, and it like fills my bucket, and so like the more I help, the better I feel. So that's where I am. Happy moms raise happy kids. So I transitioned, quit my school job, resigned, and here I am, and my practice is thriving, and I love every single one of my clients. They're amazing. All my clients are moms or women, and I like help moms through the lifespan, right? So once you become a mom, you never stop being a mom. So I have older moms who have like college age kids like on their caseload, how they're navigating just like being empty nesters, and because they've been moms, like stay-at-home moms, or they've been working moms for like 18 plus years. Now they're like, shit, like what do I do now? Right? So and I have women who are pregnant on my caseload, I have women who just had babies, their first or seconds or thirds, and just like navigating life. And every time you add a child, things change and just things happen, and it's hard to make sense of it. So, and I always tell everyone I talk to, you never need to be in crisis to go to therapy. If anything, it's a good prevention tool because our entire life, our mental health is going to go like this. So the next time you're on a down, you'll have the skills and tips and tricks and insight to help you through it.
I have to say, well, first of all, I'm so sorry about your mom. We unfortunately have this in common and are part of the same club.
Yes, it is a club.
It is not a club that I ever want people to be a part of. No. And I unfortunately have a lot of friends who are in the club with me. So I'm so sorry. And to give you, I know we like kind of touched on it before we start recording, but my mom passed away from endometrial cancer. And so like uterine, but it was like a sarcoma, like more rare. And she passed away 3 weeks before my son Walker was born. So, and to anyone listening, sorry if I'm a broken record because I talk about this all the time because I have to talk about, because I like, there's always like mental health in some part of like an episode for me because that's why we're here and talking.
We're here.
So, like literally. So I went straight into like the last few weeks of my pregnancy being like, I can't feel anything and not care, but you know what I mean? Like freak out because I have to have this baby and I have to like, you know, you're always like taught in the past, like you just have to like accept and move forward. And it doesn't have to be that way at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, then my son was born and I had an emergency C-section. It was really traumatic. He went straight to the NICU. I didn't meet him until a couple hours later. And then I got sick of postpartum preeclampsia and we were in the hospital. And I came home and like my anxiety was really bad, but then like chilled out. And then I got right back into working, like not even 2 months later. Yeah. And it was like constant like distraction. And I started in therapy, but it wasn't the right therapist. Mm-hmm. So I was working with someone who specialized in like loss and trauma, but I realize now I know too much. And like she wasn't certified in anything also. So I just like think back to a lot. And I have some tidbits that I've discussed with my therapist that was like very traumatizing that she said things to me. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, never tell a mom who had a C-section all the ways that you prevented having a C-section when you were told you'd probably have to have one. Really fun. By the way, proud C-section mom over here, 2 C-sections. I had no issue with the C. It was just the emergency. It was like,
sure, absolutely.
So scary. But yeah, then I was 9 months postpartum and I had my first intrusive thought and I lost my mind. That's how to put it lightly.
Yeah.
It scared the living shit out of me and I didn't understand what was happening. Absolutely. And then with the amazing things of social media and how I met you is how I came to found my therapist, who I have told her this and I hope she takes seriously. She saved my life. Without therapy, there is no way I would be at the part that I'm at right now. And like, yes, I'm also on meds, like a low dose, but that only quiets things. There's no way that there's just no way. Like, there's no way. Therapy literally changed
absolutely
my life. And actually I have mental OCD, so like even though like it continued after, and I'm actually doing really well now. I'm 4 months postpartum, but I know all the things now, so it's just so different. So when I get an intrusive thought, I don't have a heart attack like I used to, and I would spiral severely. And my therapist actually got certified in ICBT therapy, which is for mental compulsions, and that is what I graduated with. And it helps me literally every day, even if it isn't like, you know, an intrusive thought about my kid. It just about anything. And it literally helps me every single day. There's not one day that passes that I don't have like a moment, even if it's like 10 seconds, you know what I mean? Like something really quick that you have that blip and you're like, oh, I can like go down the deep end right now. Or I could be like, wait, let's take a minute. Let's pause and let's think about our tools. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're good.
I am so happy that you, honestly, thanks for disclosing that you're on meds. And then also,
I'm so open.
I tell like my clients
early.
I tell my clients all the time. I said meds are equivalent to like having a life jacket. You're in the middle of the ocean, and it just keeps you afloat so you can get to shore, right? So where like therapy, your tools, your skills are what's going to get you to land, and then the meds just help you keep you afloat. So,
but I know a lot of people who are only on the meds and they don't do therapy, and that is Listen, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm a mom and a woman who went through all the shit. Like, if you are just working with your primary doctor and just like needed something quick, it's different if it's like interim.
Yes.
Oh my God. I had a friend who was on an antidepressant with her primary doctor for like 4 years and they never even had like a re-up. It was just like constant replenish. And like I speak with my meds doctor like every 4 months. The past 3.5 years.
I always say meds have to be managed. Like you can't.
And I was on the wrong med at first.
Yes, absolutely. So whenever like my clients are talking about meds, I always recommend going to a psychiatric nurse practitioner or reproductive psychiatrist if you're a mom or even just like a woman. To be honest, like
I do have a woman.
Perfect, and that's just like my own personal and like professional opinion. Just like knowing moms, and like it's just women are gaslighted by the medical system by so often, and I just find that these specific providers hold like moms and women, which is like sometimes it's like what you need, especially when you're talking about like mental health meds and you're already like nervous about it or hesitant, and it's just like you need someone who's going to be gentle with you, right? And I always find it like it's important because it's like their bread and butter. They know the ins and outs, they monitor, and it reduces your trial and error when you're figuring out your meds, right? So if you go to a primary, they're so important that they can give you a quick intermittent just to help you through it. I always compare them to like a diner. I feel like primary health providers are kind of like they know a little about a lot of things, right?
True.
Where if you go to a psychiatric nurse practitioner, or if you go to a reproductive psychiatrist or a psychiatrist in general, they're like the Italian restaurant. They're really makes their own pasta. They do it, they get it. And then once you like really understand the Italian and like it's delicious and it fits you, then you can transfer that over to your primary, right?
Yeah, obviously, like I found my current doctor. I was working with one doctor at the same practice that, of course, my amazing therapist referred me to. But then she left, and I was like distraught because she like really understood me, and like they pushed me to like. She's actually like I don't know what the right word is, the owner. So I don't know what the head of a psychiatric facility is called, if there's a name. But yeah, I'm working with her, and she's great. She's just like kind of like whimsical, but now that I've gotten to know her better, I like her a lot. And right before I was giving birth, it was like a month before, I was getting really anxious because I never thought I was gonna have kids again, ever. I was like, I'm never doing this again. And it wasn't even so much about the birth, it was the OCD. It really like fucked me completely. And here to be frank, and it's really funny though because developing OCD, I ended up, because I'm so open and honest, because that's why I have a podcast. Like I need talking to people is what got me through. And I met so many moms who are now friends of mine because I posted about it, and they were like, "Oh my God, I never talked about this. Like, I thought I was gonna like go to jail." When I had my first intrusive thought, I told my husband, "Lock me up and send me away." Because it freaked me the F out so bad. And then I learned like, oh no, this is like a thing. Like actually. And for me, it all came like the root cause was safety. And like it all makes sense now when you think about it, with like my mom dying. My son was completely taken away from me. He didn't cry, so I didn't even know if he was like alive or anything. And so I went into this. We worked really, really hard, me and my therapist, because I like knew, I was like, I don't want OCD to stop me from like what I know I want for us. And I was so happy when I found out I was pregnant, and we planned as much as possible. But it's the thing that drove me crazy, and I know you understand this. People say the wrong things all the time. So constantly, oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be like that. You have to think positive, because if you think positive, then positive things happen.
It's gonna happen.
Listen, I am not delusional. Okay? So we can prepare as much as possible, and let's focus on what we can control. And that's what I learned. I ended up having an absolutely incredible delivery. I had a scheduled C-section. It was amazing. I don't know if a person having C-section ever says that, but it was the best birth I could have ever imagined, and really, really healed me in so many ways. And, but like I spoke with her like a month before, and she was like so understanding and was like, you're going to lose a lot of blood. Like, I want to up you 10 milligrams. And like, I'm so happy that I went up 10 milligrams. Like, it's just going back to like everything. So like the relationship is like the most important thing for when you're working with people who are literally helping you through your everyday lives. Like, oh my God, if you just don't like feel that vibe, just like find someone, like, don't be discouraged.
Yes. Also,
as
a therapist, our feelings are not hurt. It has nothing to do with us. Like, if we're not being impactful, if we're not being helpful, like, we want you to speak up. We want you to be like, I think this isn't working. We're gonna be like, okay, that's okay. If anything, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, you advocated.
Like, saying it. Like, that's an uncomfortable situation, and how to, like, if anything, it's a perfect environment, a controlled environment to, like, talk about it. And, like, with someone who's not going to judge you, and there's no shame. If anything, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you find a resource that is going to help you. Because that's, at the end of the day, like, my client's well-being is first and foremost, like 1000%. And I tell that to all of my clients. I always do check-ins. I'm like, how do you think we're doing? How is this going? Are you enjoying this? Is it helpful? If not, I can refer you, because, like,
yeah,
I want this to be helpful.
No, it's number one.
Yeah.
Okay, so something I wrote down too that I said I loved is that you have on your page messy is normal. And I love that, because I feel like a disaster sometimes, and I have to, like, remind myself, like, no, we're okay.
Motherhood is messy. Like, let's be, like, listen, before motherhood, I used to be, my husband would say I was never tidy. I used to think I was tidy-ish. Okay. I'm the clean one in our marriage, and he's, like, the nice organized.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew where things were. Like, I never let laundry pile up. My car was always so clean. Like, I vacuumed it once a week. I, like, put away dishes. Like, like, it was like we had systems, you know? Like, our house wasn't cluttered, or there wasn't things, like, there wasn't just trash on the ground out of no reason. Like, this morning, I picked up a chip bag out of my foyer that was empty and crumb. I was like, I'm a kid. 4 kids, I would never be there. I wouldn't have just trash laying on the ground. But no, yeah, messy is completely normal, especially in, like, this season of life that is, so much of it is out of your control. Like, I have zero control whether or not my kids would leave the wrapper on the ground. Of course, I teach my children to pick up the trash, put it in the trash can, to tidy up, but, like, they're little. My kids are 1, 3, and 5. I have 3 kids.
Oh my god, yeah, you have littles. Okay. Oh my god,
I have little.
All, like, 2 years of it. Woo!
I had
on the nervous system.
Yeah, I had 2 under 2 twice.
Woo!
So yeah, they're still little. Like, my first one's not even kindergarten. Like, he's going to kindergarten in September. So, like, listen, I try my hardest to instill values and respect and responsibility in my children. There's only so much I can control at the end of the day. So yes, messy is normal, especially in motherhood, because, let's be honest, everything we do is just constantly interrupted, which then causes sometimes the mess. Because, like, you go in, you get everyone out of the car, you walk in the door, you're like, all right, everyone, put your shoes in the bin. And all of a sudden, I hear someone crying, blood-curdling screams, and I'm like, oh, God, who's crying? Helping them, and then I forget about the shoes, and I turn around, I'm like, the shoes are all over, no one's, and then someone's like, I need a snack, and I'm getting snack, and I'm like, oh, and then by the time the end of the day, I look at my house, and I'm like, what did I do? This house is a mess.
Yeah.
It's normal, because this is just the stage of life that we're in, and I never, especially in the time period of, like, social media, right? I feel like everything's curated.
Yes.
Everything looks pretty. Everything's aesthetic. And especially, like, the mom influencers, which, there's some really helpful things out there. And then there's also some really detrimental things, like, in regards to, like, buy these bins and your life will be easier. Then you buy the bins and then it's not easier. Then you
they're getting the money for that.
And then you're just like, oh, for the love of God, I thought these bins were going to make my life easier. And then they don't. And then you just have more stuff in your house, right?
Yes.
So it's just... Yeah. So yeah, messy is normal. And I always tell people, like, your house will be clean again one time soon. And it's okay.
Wait, and you have a dog? Or dogs?
I have a dog. Yeah, I have a dog. Okay. 1 dog. Oh gosh, not 2 dogs. I have 1 dog. She's an old lady. She's 9. She's a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Oh my God, I love Bernie. Oh my God. So, okay, this is my dog. He's a golden retriever.
Oh.
Yes, his name is Doc. But I always say that, like, the only other dog I would want is a Bernese, because I just
she's
so beautiful.
She is the best. We love her so much. She's hairy though. She's a hairy.
Oh my God, no, that's why I asked, because the hair is everywhere, and it doesn't matter if we vacuum every day. It doesn't matter.
No,
it's all over. The second we vacuum, there's more.
All the time. My kids are always like, "There's a Rory hair in my mac and cheese." I'm like, "Well, that's how you know it's homemade."
No, it's constant. Like, even.
Always Rory hair.
Remember we brought my littler one, my 4-month-old's named Colton, and he came home from the hospital and he already had hair on him, and I was like, We just walked in the door. Like, it's just, it's always on us. We go out to dinner and all of a sudden there'll be hair in our plate. And I'm like, that's not fair. Like, it travels everywhere. But at the end of the day, I try to remind myself, like, how much better our life is with him. And I'm like, I'd rather have hair. It's fine. But that's how I talk myself off the ledge when it's all mess.
That's part of like the messy is normal is like, I have a dog, I have 3 kids, and that's okay. And I always like, I just want like moms to feel, what do I want them to feel? I want them to feel like they're not doing anything wrong. Because at so many points in motherhood, we feel like we're doing something wrong. We feel like we're not doing a good enough job. And in reality, it is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
For the perfectionism that often like comes with mothers, especially like type A, like moms are like, everything needs to be a place and this and that. And then all of a sudden motherhood sometimes blows everything up because there's so much that's out of your control and things do become messy. And like I say messy, yeah, we're talking from a physical standpoint, but also from an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, it gets messy and that's okay. And it's okay to feel overwhelmed or anxious or rage. Like so many of my clients are like, I have so much rage and I've never felt this before in my.
I would love to take a moment to share about the Therapy Garden, a neurodiversity affirming therapy practice located in Hazlet, New Jersey. They offer speech therapy, occupational therapy, and community programming for pediatric clients of all abilities, as well as adolescents and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their work focuses on functional communication, self-advocacy, and real-life skills, and they accept insurance. To learn more, you can follow them at The Therapy Garden NJ on Instagram or visit thetherapygardennj.com.
Aloha! Surfside Smile Co. Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics is making waves in Middletown, New Jersey. They specialize in pediatric dental care for the little ones and orthodontic treatments for the whole family, including Invisalign and traditional braces. Guys, I have to tell you, Surfside Smile is Walker, our little one's dentist office, and we love it there, from the amazing staff and the amazing decor, and we can't forget about their awesome golden retriever therapy dog, Penny. They want all of their patients to feel at home. They love getting to know their patients and their unique selves so they can set them up for success. Their goal is to get you smiling, laughing, and wanting to come back. Want to join their ohana? Visit them on their website, surfsidesmileco.com, to get more info about their office and schedule an appointment. Mahalo!
Oh my God, you guys, I'm so excited to introduce you to Paletas and Company, an all-natural ice pop business proudly run by the Davidovich family right here in Monmouth County. Their journey began with a simple but powerful idea: to create a healthier alternative to traditional frozen treats without sacrificing flavor or fun. Paletas and Company's delicious ice pops are free from refined sugars, artificial additives, and food coloring. This makes them the perfect guilt-free indulgence when you're craving something sweet and refreshing. We love Paletas ice pops and get them delivered right to our door. You can use the code Jess Press at checkout to get free delivery. Follow them at Paletas & Co. on Instagram and taste the difference of a truly natural ice pop.
Entire life until postpartum, whether it's their first or second or their third. And sometimes it can feel really uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Normal.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
People don't want to admit it too. It's so sad. I think it's getting better. Like how you're talking about, like, social media is curated. So true. And then there's the other side where there's people like you and people like me who are like, no, actually, like, look at this disaster. I mean, I show like pretty wedding things all day, but like I try to show like the not pretty things too. And I appreciate following moms, even if they're not, like, I don't care if you're an influencer, by the way. Like, I literally have no interest in that. There's some I follow that keep it real, and that's what I love. But so, like, ones like that keep it so real, and you're just like, oh, thank you so much. Because then you're like, oh, I'm normal. Like, actually, we all usually are, but it's
1,000%.
just, in the past, no one talked about it. Even my mom, like, I loved her so much, but, like, she she was so uptight and like thought she had to do things a certain way because that's just the way you did it, and like would never go to therapy even though she had such bad anxiety because like something's wrong and like I don't want to make something be wrong, and like oh thank God we are getting in a different way of life.
You bring up something really important too, is like so much of motherhood kind of opens up these wounds that we don't realize that maybe we have because of what was modeled for us by like our own parents, right? Is that like, so like what was modeled for me is like my mom never sat down ever.
My mom never sat down.
I'd be like, are you gonna, I'll distinctly remember being in like middle school and I'd be on the couch watching Ellen like after high school and I'd be like, are you good? Like, are you going to sit down? And she's like, seriously, who's going to do the laundry? Who's going to do this? And then, like, I kind of, honestly, like, naturally absorbed that of, like, oh, okay, like, we always need to be productive. And if I sit down, that equates to me not being, like, that equates to me being lazy or that, when in reality, like, rest is productive. And it is essential to be able to show up within the capacity that you want to have as a mom and to show up as the mom that you want to be.
My mom would make sure that every single person was served, like say she had like, we had people over for a holiday, even if it was like 5 people. Everyone was served before her. She didn't even get to the table to eat. She ate after everyone was already done. And I was like, you're literally just standing up eating. Like, I don't understand. Like, how is this enjoyable? Well, I have to. It was just like always like, well, this is what I have to do. No, you don't have to do anything. Why don't you just sit down and eat with us? That's the whole point. Like, let's celebrate together. Like, this is so nice. But it was just like constant.
It is. So many millennial moms actually show up with that. Like a lot of my moms, I assign them to eat one meal sitting down.
Oh my God, I love that so much. Do you like that I was eating while we were?
I love it. Yes. I will never tell someone like not to eat. And like so many people, like, listen, there are different types of professionals, different, like some people would say eating in session is unprofessional. Some people will say drinking coffee is unprofessional. I drink my coffee during session. Sometimes I'll like
tells me to do whatever I want.
Finish my yogurt and I'll tell my client, like, I'm so sorry, I'm just quickly finishing. They're like, no, you're fine. Please. And also like, it's just modeling, like, it's okay to fuel your body and like feel safe enough to do that and like relax, right? So many like moms don't relax. We don't sit. Usually we stand and we eat.
Actually, that was what I was going to ask you. Like, is there something that you find is the most common with all of your clients? Like sit, like they don't sit down. Okay, like I know that's kind of vague too, but like
a lot of my clients struggle with guilt, honestly. The guilt of like, yeah, I know I should like read my book or do something for myself or go out and like get a pedicure or have lunch with a friend or something, right? Just that they're doing themselves, or get my hair cut, right? Like some clients are like, I really need a haircut, or doctor's appointments actually is a common one. Like I have so many clients who are like, well, I need to like schedule this doctor's appointment, but I just don't have time for myself. I'm like, okay, like let's actually challenge this.
Yeah.
Let's challenge this.
That's really important. Well, since we said that.
Yeah, please eat. So it's like so many clients like feel guilty for like prioritizing themselves when I'm always telling you, I'm like, listen, like there's a reason why when you're on an airplane, they tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first to help the people next to you, because you have to. And that's equivalent to motherhood. I always tell my clients, like, you need to prioritize yourself so you can show up for your kids in a way that you want to show up. Because so many people are like, I don't like who I am. I'm yelling. I'm doing this. I'm filled with so much rage. I feel like I'm a shell of a human and this and that. And I'm like, do you want your kids to feel like that when they become parents? Because honestly, we're constantly modeling, right? When we look at it, and all the times I like, when I sit down with my clients, I'm like, okay, like, tell me a little bit like your mom or your dad. Like, did your mom rest? Did your mom talk about her feelings? Or did your dad talk about your feelings? Was there ever repair? Did everyone ever apologize to you? And they're like, no.
Now I have such a great relationship with my parents, but like there was none of that didn't happen.
Yeah. And listen, like that's an emotional need, which is so emotional needs are just as important as your like physical needs. So many of my clients will come in, but no, my childhood was really great. I got everything I needed. I got everything I wanted, but my parents never said I love you. I'm like, okay, let's unpack it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like I listen to so many mental health podcasts too. I love podcasts, obviously. And I just feel like you always hear like something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, but it like makes it's like gut wrenching. But then I'm like, I'm so glad this person's talking about it and like telling other people like, hey, I went through this too. Because like actually my episode that went out today was with a man, and it was basically all about mental health, which is really funny. So I'm actually excited because this episode is going to be next week. So it's kind of nice to have like the male perspective, women perspective. But he is the brand president for a worldwide boxing fitness company, Rumble.
Awesome.
And but he lost both his parents. So we just had like the absolute best conversation ever. Like literally just about grief. Like we talked about like fitness for like 5 seconds. Like it was just like all focused on that. And like I'm so happy now that like we had that conversation, and like you and I are talking about grief, but we're talking about specifically women, and that's so important too, because like, and my husband knows this now because we've been through it so much with everything I've gone through mentally. Like he knows he can't understand the way that I feel because he didn't go through any of it. And as a woman, because he understands the hormone, you know, like he saw when my hormones dropped this time. Oh my God. I was like, intrusive thoughts were on spiral, but I'm not even kidding, Caitlyn. Like my tools were just like, it was constant. Like every time a thought popped in, I was like, oh, another one too. It's the hormones. We're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. Yeah, we did. It was a few days and we were fine. So like he understands, like he can't understand that, but he just like knows like what he needs to say.
Yeah.
Support me. And he's come on therapy sessions with me with my therapist too, which is like just lovely. And like just having the validation, especially from your spouse, or just a friend who's a man, or just a friend who's a woman, because even there's women who haven't been through any, you know, is like so important, because that is what makes you not feel like you're crazy.
Yeah. Community is so important. And that's like another reason, like part of my practice is that I have this like community element too, because like not everyone needs therapy, but everyone needs community and connection.
Wait, I wrote down, you have support groups? Please tell me. Like,
I run the free postpartum support groups for moms, for first-time moms and second-time moms.
That is amazing.
Yeah, they went really well. I started them back in December, and I just kind of wrapped up my last one in June, and I'm taking summer off just because everyone's away and everyone needs like a break.
Is it like a meetup?
Yeah, so I try to do it like closed group style. So honestly, I try to do like 10 moms of the same moms for like 4 to 5 weeks. And we talk about each week we have a different theme. So that kind of builds like a little bit of like safety and continuity and relationships to really also like get to like know moms, right? So also like sometimes when you go to like one-off events, it's more unlikely for you to like follow through with like going out to get coffee with a mom or meeting up again. But like when you develop that relationship with like a mom over consecutive sessions or a week, you're more likely to like actually meet up with them, right? And that's like really, I really want moms to build genuine relationships within the community and not like one-off opportunities, which one-off opportunities are still very important because you're getting out of the house, you're connecting with people, can still really fill your bucket 1000%. But I feel like so many moms I like work with are just, they struggle with like making friends and finding a community. And so yeah, I do support groups.
That's amazing. No, like, I hope that you like know how valuable that is. Like, I'm going to try, like, because first of all, therapy, when you're working with the right therapist, unfortunately, insurance knows that, because the more certifications you have, the more insurances want to cover them because you're just too skilled to help people. And that's how I like to put it to people. So there's so many women, like the first, when I recommend my therapist, her group also, first thing anyone asks me, oh, are they covered by insurance? No, like, no, after a while, insurance kicks in, like deductible, but no. And guess what? I would go into bankruptcy. I would max out my credit card if that meant that I could be in a good mental space, but seeing the right person.
Yes.
Like, And so the fact that you are providing these free support groups is like fundamentally changing, like the
So
way
that's,
it is.
listen, that's exactly why I do it, because I'm an out-of-network provider as well, right?
Mhm.
So like if you have out-of-network benefits, you got to dip into your
Mhm.
deductible,
Yep.
and then eventually it's like covered, right? And a lot of my
Yeah.
clients have excellent, like, so I deal with a lot of teachers, a lot of like
Mhm.
bureaucratic members who have excellent out-of-network benefits.
Yeah.
So they get reimbursed like almost 60 to 80% of their session, to be honest. So,
Mhm.
but however, I know a lot of people who don't have
Yeah.
out-of-network benefits who still need therapy. So that's kind of my way of paying it forward, and volunteering also in the community. I'm a big volunteer. I love volunteering. I did it all through college. And then even before, after I like had kids, I was even telling my husband, I was like, I really want to get back into like volunteering. And it's just like something that like fills me.
Mhm.
It's like a little puzzle piece that
Yeah.
like keeps me full. So yeah, so it's part of like giving back to the community, helping moms, having something a little bit more accessible for moms, and also helping them build connection
Yeah.
with like other moms. So
The connection with your community is the most important thing. But seriously, like, thank you. Like, that's, I can't wait for people to know that, because I didn't even know. I saw you did support groups with the, like, I just like read past as I was scrolling.
yeah.
But like, here you go into it. Like, you are literally like changing people's lives.
Thanks.
Like,
That means a lot.
like maybe can't afford it. Also, maybe don't have friends that understand, because like I didn't for a little while. And to be honest, the only people who understand are the ones that I made friends with after this happened to me. And now like my best friend became a mom, and it's like, oh, like, so it's so hard when you don't have someone to relate to.
It is. And that's why like I run my groups a little differently. So mine's like very kind of like I developed a curriculum for it. So like mine doesn't kind of like you walk in and like kind of like, so what's been hard lately?
Yeah.
Sometimes, listen, as a mom, like your brain is like mush. I'll never forget. Like I was born with my third. It felt like someone took my brain, put it in a blender, then poured it back in my head. So the last thing a mom would want to be like, "What's going on?" You'd be like, you can't even process, right? So I do like a guided kind of curriculum where I do like a little bit of teaching, but also like kind of dipping in. So I kind of do the heavy lifting for you. So you just kind of like pick and choose. So kind of
there's no pressure.
There's no pressure. So honestly, and I always tell moms, if you don't want to share, cool. You want to share? Cool.
That's amazing. Seriously, that's amazing. You're awesome.
Thanks.
Like, I can't wait to tell people this. Really.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And I also host like coffee hours too for like moms. For, like, I buy like, coffee. Yeah.
So fun.
So they can come out, enjoy like a hot cup of coffee or an iced coffee that's not melted for an hour, connect with other moms, no pressure. We're not talking therapy. We're not talking.
You could not put that more perfectly. The iced coffee has been melted because
not melted.
But you couldn't actually drink it and get to it.
Yeah. Maybe you have some ice cubes at the bottom. So.
Oh my God, the truth in that sentence. The truth. So
I should be the provider that like
yeah,
I needed, and I continue to like need. And listen, I know all the clinical jargon and everything I need to do, but that often isn't like what moms like need to hear. They need to hear like the actual reality of what's going on. And I always say I'm like the therapist who can diagnose you, assess you, provide you the evidence-based interventions, but I'm also just like your friend. Imagine like sitting across, enjoying a cup of coffee.
That's
I'm doing all the internal work. The processing.
Also, like, therapy is uncomfortable. Like when you're bringing up everything, and I've done EMDR many times, so it's a whole thing. So you get uncomfortable. So to have someone there that you just feel safe and comfortable with is
absolutely
all you can ask for.
Absolutely. Yep.
So hopes for the future.
My hopes for the future are, I don't know, I guess continue building within my community. And then honestly, so because I work with women and moms, right? Is that I work with the lifespan. So because I also have extensive expertise working with kids, I wanted to come up with like an after school program for girls that helps them build like confidence and self-esteem and friendships, recognizing the difference between like healthy and unhealthy friendships, and just learning how to like navigate adolescence and pre-adolescence, because it's really hard. Listen, I used to work hard, and they lack those skills so much. Just learning about like puberty and body changing and stuff like this, that like feeling a little bit more empowered, like as a young woman. And also that carries into like your young adulthood and like being a mom. So if we can start like giving young girls the skills, the tools, the insights of like resources that are out there, and just things that they're going to remember that they can carry into womanhood, and then maybe motherhood if they choose to become a mom or a parent. I feel like it's like a prevention standpoint. So it's kind of like part of my little ecosystem is that I'm always trying to like prevent it.
No, like I constantly think back to like the teenage years and how freaking hard it was.
So hard.
So hard.
It's so hard.
Like I know that now, and like my nephew's 14, and I'm just like, oh, he's like, in that stage right now. It's like an awkward stage.
Well, absolutely. And you think about like parents who don't really know how to like navigate that like stuff to help them. So also on the flip side is that I help parents help navigate that reality with their like kids as well during these like groups I'm gonna run. So,
and it's so great because like you're also a mom, so like you can actually relate. Like my therapist had postpartum OCD. You know what I mean? Like it's so important. Like that's just another thing to add on. Like people who like
absolutely
and can like be like,
well, and that's kind of like a lot of my clients when they come to me, they're like, my old therapist was really great, but she didn't understand the rage I was feeling by putting a 2-month-old in the car seat, and they were just like arching and refusing to get in. I'm like, oh, girl.
That was
exactly the feeling that or when your kid is up for the umpteenth time that night. Several kids, like last night, every single one of my kids was up. Several nights, and I was like, oh, for the love of God.
My first never has really slept well, so like, and for some reason all my friends' kids sleep great. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to talk to.
I'm like, that can be so isolating, right? Again, another common theme that comes up is like some of my clients are like, my kid doesn't sleep, and sometimes I go to these support groups, and I see moms are like, my kids the same age are like, oh, they've been sleeping through the night for 3 months, and then she's like, the amount of shame I get filled with disappointment and anger because my kid isn't, and sleep is essential. It is directly tied to your mood and your mental health.
100%. I was going through OCD while not sleeping.
Yeah. Sleep is a basic need. Basic need, and it's so important to protect, and sometimes it's really hard to protect it in motherhood. So it's like having, to your point, like a supportive partner and like support system in your life that's going to allow you to protect it and supplement where you can, and whether you choose to sleep train or not, as long as
we did that too. Don't worry. We did it all.
Yeah, as long as you're trying.
We're hoping he's doing better than my other one. So God,
that's good. I know. So my third, he was like a dream sleeper. From like newborn until literally 12 months. I literally was like, oh, he just knows how to read the room. He knew I was overwhelmed. He just put himself to sleep. It was great. Now, he's a mess.
She needed it like in the beginning. She needed
a mess. He's a mess. From like 12 months on, he'll be 2 at the end of August. Now, even last night, so my husband was like, we got to do something. I'm like, this ain't working.
Yeah,
I'm like, this ain't working.
It's the hardest thing.
I know. And I get it, to your point. Like, so many of my clients are like, I just need someone who like gets it. I was like, I get it. Hi, this is like why I do what I do.
I might have to talk to you then because I don't have anyone to talk to. Like my husband and I have each other, thank God. Actually, wait, my therapist doesn't sleep either, but like that's it. One person. I can't.
It is, and it can be so lonely and isolating when you don't get it. It's just, it's like, it's hard. It's so hard. So yeah, that's like I always tell my clients too. I'm like, we have people in our lives for different reasons and seasons. We also have therapists in our lives for different reasons and seasons, and that's okay.
I love that. I have loved talking to you. I feel like I've known you forever. It was so cool.
Thanks. I feel like I've known you forever.
I just love it. I have a new friend. I'm so excited. Can you tell everyone again where to follow you on social?
Yes. You can follow me at Nurture Her Therapy. Also the Maternal Wellness Collective as well. We started this collective for moms that you can follow us at. You can also find me at nurturehertherapy.com.
I'm pretty sure I followed your maternal wellness collective page.
Awesome.
I'm like 99% sure I did because it sounds really familiar. Caitlyn, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jess. This was.
I'm so glad. I can't wait for people to hear this episode.
Yes, I'm excited to listen to it.
And that's it for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in for another week of some awesome small business owners. If you like this podcast, please rate, review, and subscribe. Getting a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube is so important for people to be able to find this podcast. So if you like this, you can keep following me at the Jess Press and at Jess Press Way Pod on Instagram, and I'll catch you next week.